Kait, Zane said from above and behind her. Hands settled over her shoulders. He hissed, and the hands fell away. Son of a bitch! What happened? Rawls rose to his feet. She shocked me, Zane said. He'd felt it too? What in the world was going on? This was beyond bizarre. Shocked you, Rawls repeated thoughtfully. Leave her be, he added sharply and moved to Kait's side. What's going on? Zane asked. Best guess is we're getting a demonstration of why Cos came to see her. Kait was vaguely aware of Rawls taking a quick look around. Keep everyone clear. They won't want witnesses. Cosky looked up, but without letting go of her hands. His face was streaming with sweat now and getting redder by the moment. How the hell did you figure it out? Aiden, Rawls said simply. She was giving him a back massage every time I visited. Dozens of them. It was weird. So when his x-rays did a complete 360 and he requalified for the team, I wondered. What are you two talking about? Zane asked. Their voices blurred into a steady drone, lifting and falling like waves on the ocean. When Cosky's hands tightened over hers and pressed down, grinding her palms into his knee, Kait lifted her head. Sweat was running off her chin, hitting the pavement in a steady spatter. She'd never been this hot before in her life, never sweated so heavily in her life, and she wasn't the only one. His face was streaming too, and even redder than before. Unhealthy red. Her hands felt raw beneath his, swollen and numb. This was wrong. Everything about this was wrong. Cosky groaned, and his hands tightened, squeezing hers. She could barely feel the pressure. He groaned again, his voice thick, agonized. She blinked the haze and sweat from her eyes. His face wavered before taking shape, and then wavered again. When it finally solidified, it was twisted and lobster red. Oh, God, she was hurting him. She couldn't feel her hands at all anymore. They were completely numb. Maybe she was pressing against his knee too hard, putting too much pressure on the smashed cartilage and torn tendons. She tried to pull back, but his hands tightened, grinding her palms back down against his flesh. His head lifted, platinum eyes glowing like polished silver latched on her face. Don't let go. The words were slurred, his voice drunk. What the heck was happening to them, between them? I'm hurting you, she gasped, going lightheaded and nauseated at the simple task of talking. I can feel the cartilage shifting. Cosky's voice was as breathless as hers. Jesus, I can feel it working. No way. Her healings didn't work that fast. It took weeks of massages, sometimes months. None of this was possible, yet it was happening. She groaned, her head swimming, nausea climbing her throat. Oh, Lord, she was going to be sick. Leaning over, she retched. The hands covering hers vanished. Rawls! This time Cosky's voice was sharp. Pull her off! You should let this run its course. Off! Now! Cosky roared, and her hands were knocked loose. He dragged himself back away from her. Cos, for Christ's sake, look at her! Cosky snapped. She's about to pass out. He was right. Kait tilted forward, her vision graying. Grab her! Cosky's voice echoed through her head. Son of a bitch! Hands caught her, eased her back into a sitting position, and back even further until the pavement cradled her shoulders and spine. Jesus, she's burning up! God damn it! Do something! Cosky's voice sounded strange, frantic. We need to get a temperature down. Rawls, on the other hand, sounded grim. Is this normal? How the hell should I know? Her head swam, their voices undulating around her, swelling and receding, rising and falling. What happened before? None of this, Cosky said tightly. She just massaged it. Now shut up and help her. Zane, take off your shirt and flap it over. We need to get some airflow going. Her shirt lifted, and a wonderful breeze wafted over her face and down her chest. Something icy and square pressed against her forehead. A second and third were placed against both sides of her neck, and more on her chest and between her breasts. She groaned, concentrating on the cold. It felt so good.